Good afternoon, Clarice, and good afternoon to the followers of the program. Talking about how can African leaders ensure sustainable peace and development in Africa is a very broad topic and it can involve a lot of things. But in the area of my work, I would like to talk about just three of them, which I think that if African leaders, if experts in government agencies, in government ministries, in various regional blocks can pay close attention to and just make relevant decisions towards these three areas, I think a lot can happen when it comes to building sustainable peace and development in Africa. The first one I will talk about is um, building strong institutions. There can be no sustainable peace and development if we have weak institutions, if we have um, weak security institutions, if we have uh, uh, um, 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 weak executive branch, we have weak legislative branch. These institutions are very important, right down to government agencies, right down to ministries, right down to local councils. We need very strong institutions. President Barack Obama, while in visiting Africa a couple of years back, he said that Africa doesn't need strong men. Africa needs strong institutions. So if we are able to have very strong institutions in place that are out there to serve citizens first, we have very low rate of service delivery to citizens from government institutions because these institutions are very weak to serve the citizens. The second thing I would like to talk about is ensuring that civil servants play their role. Unfortunately, sorry to say, but this is the truth. Our government offices are manned by people who consider themselves demigods and not civil servants. You know, we need true servant leaders in government offices. If we want to really experience sustainable development in Africa, we need to have people in government offices who are not just there because they want to guarantee security and have magical numbers, as they call it, but people who are there because they have a heart for the country and they would want to serve the citizens. You know, you get to government offices and they get to they comfortably they have the wrong attitude, the wrong behavior, the wrong mindset, the wrong way of approaching things. They don't serve you with their heart. They shout, they raise their voices. They don't even know what they're supposed to do in some offices. We need civil servants who will duly play their role as civil servants and not demigods. And this also comes back to the citizens, us the citizens. The citizens need to wake up. We don't know how to hold institutions and leaders and civil servants accountable. You go to an office and you are not served right, it's your responsibility to hold that person accountable to serve you right. We need to start holding our leaders, we need to start holding institutions, we need to start holding civil servants to serve us, hold them accountable. Number three, we cannot achieve sustainable peace and development in Africa if the young people are left behind. And we need young people that have the right skill set that the marketplace require. Many young people are stranded in the job market because young people don't have the right skill set that the marketplace requires. So young people need to start acquiring relevant skills, and it is the role of the government, the role of leaders, and to design and execute policies that will enable these young people to effectively acquire these skills. It's time for us to start restructuring our education system. The government should to start putting a lot of emphasis and working closely with vocational training institutions, working closely with youth developmental NGOs, working closely with incubators, working closely with any training center, because these are key players that will enable young people to acquire the right skill. And when they have the right skill and become value creators, then sustainable development is guaranteed. For sustainable development to be effective, we need citizens that have the right skills to create the value that the marketplace and the economy requires. So I strongly believe that skilled people, civil servants who truly serve the citizens, and strong institutions are key points that, if handled well, transformation in Africa and sustainable peace